Josie Hill after today's second-round win over Northern Colorado. We'll let you take it away with questions.
For both of you, as seniors on the team, and to be able to host a postseason game and to come out with a win like this, how does it feel for both of you?
It feels really good just getting that first dub for our WNIT run.
I mean, we had a tough couple weeks in practice, so it feels good that it paid off. And hard work pays off, and it's just the first step to what we want to accomplish.
And also getting the dub in front of our amazing fan base.
And Josie, for you as mostly a role player on this team, to come in this game and then score 11 points, how'd you feel about that?
I feel really good. To me, I'm just going to do what I can and where I can. So if that's scoring today, then that's scoring today.
And Juliana, you had 21 points, 3 3-pointers in the third quarter. How'd you feel about how you played?
Felt good. Like I said, I mean, we practiced our butts off, and shots were going in, and came out the net pretty wet, so we had to get our scuba on.
Scuba!
And Julian, did you feel like you kind of let the game come to you as the whole team in general, and was it kind of fluid offensively, and then you kind of took off in the second half?
I mean, yeah, we got punched in the mouth pretty hard first couple minutes of the game, but we knew it was going to be a dogfight, so I think it was important that, we kept our composure, and if I had to start with that, then that's fine. That's my role as a point guard, keep the offense flowing and be a spark on defense.
Northern Colorado trimmed the lead to 1 point in the third quarter. You made a three, and that was the first of your 3 threes in the third quarter. Did you feel like that three kind of sparked you with the offense?
I was happy to see one go through. We worked on it. I mean, we get a bunch of shots up, so it felt good.
From you guys as players' perspective, Northern Colorado got out to that early lead. It was a slow start for you and your teammates. Carey had to call a timeout. What do you think was the cause of that slow start?
I think we haven't played a game in 2 weeks, so we have to shake the rust off. But once we got comfortable, they had a game this past Thursday, so they already had the flow of things. But once we got comfortable, I think it was good from there.
Yeah, I agree. Once we got in our rhythm, it was good. And once P hit that three, I feel like that really sparked our energy.
How does it feel along with that slow start, to be able to kind of cruise to a win there in the second half, to where the Stars were able to sit and you got to see some reserve players come in and score at the end of the game?
It was good. It's a great feeling just seeing everybody get on that court. I feel like we have really good chemistry, so for everyone to be able to step on that court and do something is great.
Yeah, I mean, those players were kicking our butts in practice these past 2 weeks, so it feels good to see them go in there and see their hard work pay off.
Mm-hmm.
And now you get to host another game, advance to the third round in the NIT. Just how do you feel going forward into the next game?
I feel great. Being able to get another opportunity as seniors to play in front of our great fan base is just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, Vermilion has a really good fan base, and they support our program, so it feels nice to have them come out and watch us, at least one more time, so that's good.
Thanks. That's all I got for you.
Thank you.
Carey, Amy, after this afternoon's second-round win of the WNIT, Coach, we'll let you do a brief opening statement and get straight to questions.
Okay, well, it was a great environment today, and a great opportunity to play in front of our home crowd again. I definitely feel like that gave our team an energy boost and a reason to play super hard. I thought early on in the game we got off to a slow start and just looked a little bit rusty. But kind of as the game went on, I just thought we kind of kept getting better and better, really on both ends of the floor. I thought defensively, the first 2 or 3 possessions, we made some pretty big mistakes of things that we don't typically do wrong. And then we were able to quickly, correct those things. And then, offensively, like I said, too, it took us a little bit to get going. But by the end of the first quarter, I thought we were starting to see some of the opportunities a little bit better. And then the second half, I thought we did a great job. 19 assists to 11 turnovers. That's a pretty good day for us.
10 total players scored, 4 in double digits. How'd you feel about the balance offensively?
Yeah, great. 4 of them in double digits and 2 of them with 9. So could have had 6 easily in double digits. I think that's a couple of things. I think one, our team was doing a really good job of finding each other. Finding passes that I wasn't even seeing necessarily from the sideline, but clearly they had a different vantage point and were able to deliver some great looks to each other. Part of it too is playing against the zone and just feeling like there was a lot of people that had different opportunities. At different times. So I think it was a little bit of both, but we had a lot of people step up, and it's to score 80 against a team that doesn't allow much over, I think, low to mid 60s is a pretty good day for us.
When Northern Colorado got out to the 9-0 lead at the beginning, and then you call a timeout, were you any nervous at all about that, or were you assuming it was just because of rest of not playing in 2 weeks and the team was going to get going eventually?
I wasn't super worried about it. In fact, we actually had talked to our team about the fact that Northern Colorado kind of does that. They have the ability to go on runs of 9, 12, 15 points. We've seen that a lot on film with them. And, so we had talked about that. So then when it happened, it was a little bit like, okay, we said this might happen. So, I think our team did a really good job of staying poised and composed and just kind of playing on into the next possession. And obviously we were able to kind of cut that lead and then establish our own lead and gave a little bit of it up. By the time we got to halftime, I think we were only up 4 going into half. But I wasn't panicky, but I definitely felt like we needed to especially on the defensive end, shore things up and make sure that we weren't giving up easy until our offense could find their way.
In the third quarter, when Angelina hit her back-to-back threes, her second of her 3 threes, and to get the lead to 16 points, which kind of led to running away with the game. Was it nice seeing like Angie, as she's been most of the leading scorer for the team, make back-to-back threes like that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, playing against the zone, you're going to have to hit some, and we had hit a couple. I think we had hit 2 going into halftime, and we definitely felt like that we're gonna have to hit a couple more, to be able to score enough to win against the zone. So yeah, Angie hit the one in the corner and then came down, and no one really picked her up and established ball control, and she took the next one. And yeah, it definitely opened things up for us a little bit. Took a little bit of pressure off our offense and then just allowed our defense to do its thing.
You got to 11-point lead there in the second quarter, and then Northern Colorado shortened the lead to make it a close game at halftime, and then in the third quarter you're able to run away with it and not let them shorten the lead. What do you think was the difference there?
I think a couple of things. I thought, we were able to guard some of their actions decently well. I thought there's a couple times throughout the game where they really were able to establish that post presence, and they would be able to make a run, but most of the time it was kind of based around being able to get some paint touches. I thought in the second half, the third quarter in particular, we did a little bit better job of squeezing those entries and bringing bodies so that those finishes were a lot tougher. And, I thought that's where we were able to stretch it a little bit.
Northern Colorado, she's been their leading scorer this year. You kind of limited her in the first half as she just had 4 points and finished with 12 points. How did you feel about how your defense defended her? Yeah,
I mean, early on, I thought the first couple possessions of the game, she kind of took it at us. I think Molly, guarded her a lot of the game, and after those first couple of possessions, she did a much better job. And then late in the game, I thought George just got really aggressive and started hunting some threes and things like that, and made some big shots. But overall, yeah, I thought we did a really good job. I mean, obviously George and West are really good players and lead them in scoring, and they both made double digits, but I felt like we were able to contain them enough. And didn't let anybody else really go off. Number 2 obviously hit some threes late as well, but did a good enough job there to keep it reasonable.
And now that you had about 2 weeks off, you saw some rest in this game, but overcame it, and now having a 20-point win like this and getting to host another game in the NIT, how do you feel about the team going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think the rest was good for us. It let us kind of recharge, get recovered. We were able to work on some of our own stuff rather than always thinking about, the next team that we're about to play. So I think that was really good for us. Obviously today's Sunday and we play on Thursday, so we'll get a couple days to recover here and we'll know who we play soon. But I think our team's excited to play at home again in the SCSE. The energy, like I said at the start, it was really, really good, and I think that definitely is an advantage for us.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.